Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children. Welcome to online class. Today we have in our social science period we are going to have the remaining part of the lesson resources in geography. We will have a small recap. Okay. So last session we learnt about what is a resource and what are the classifications of resources. See what is a resource? Anything which has utility and is used to satisfy human wants is called a resource. So we saw many examples of resources like land, water, plants, minerals, and so on, and how these resources are classified on the basis of origin, on the basis of use and development, on the basis of availability, and on the basis of distribution. And how some resources can be used directly, and some resources need some process before they become a finished product. So all those things we saw in the last class, and the resources, how it can be classified, natural, human resource and human. We completed about the natural resources. Now we will move on to the next classification, that is human made resources. Listen, what are human made resources? Human made resources are created by humans. Who are humans? We people are humans, isn't it? By using some technology, knowledge, and skills. And technology, when we say technology, is itself a human made resource, isn't it? Who found this technology? Who makes the raw material into finished product? What is used there? Technology is used, isn't it? So this itself is a human made resource. That is why technology used to create a resource itself means what? Here it is technology. So technology itself is a human made resource. You can say the examples of houses, roads, bridges, machines, and vehicles as human made resources. So, by using the skill, knowledge, human convert a resource into a finished product. So, you can see the examples of human made resources here. And some institutions also, like schools, hospitals, and banks, are also human made resources. Actually, in the earlier period, we did not have transport, we used to walk for a long distance. Then, because of using some technology and some resources, human make these transport systems to be used by the people. So, human made resources gives us more comforts. And these human made resources are obtained by modifying the natural resources. What are all the natural resources we have seen? Air, water, sunlight, soil, forest, minerals, fruits, vegetables, even animals, all these are natural resources. So, by modifying some natural resources, we are able to get some products to be used. For example, if you take clay is a natural resource. This is used to make bricks. And iron is a natural resource which is used to make steel. So it is natural resource. It is converted into a human made resource. Then doors and windows are made from woods. That is, from forest we get woods, and from that, from the natural resource, these windows and doors are made. That is, these human made resources are made from natural resources. And then you can see the example of clay has been made as bricks. Here also wood is made as doors and windows. And then we will move on to human resources. What are human resources? From the name itself, you can say We people are human resources. Actually, human resource consists of people and their skills. See, it is not that human resource refers to only the size of population. It is the size of population of a country along with the efficiency of the people, educational qualities of the people, productivity of the country, organizing ability of the people, and farsightedness. All these includes human resource. So it is the most important of all resources on the earth. Here, how human resource help here? That is human resource or humans turn a raw material into a finished product or useful product, and also they add value to a product. Here we have to listen the meaning, we have to analyze. That is, what is a resource? I have already told you the meaning of resources. It should be used to satisfy the human needs as well as it should have the value. That is what it is given here. Okay. So human resources, what human do here, they add value to a product. Let us see an example for that. See here, cotton is spun into yarn and woven into cloth. Here, what is the raw material used here? Cotton. What is a finished product? Cloth. So, you just say whether cloth has more value or cotton here. Cloth only has a lot more value than cotton because we wear the clothes, isn't it? So, from cotton, human resource by using their skill and technology, they are making cloth for us. Okay. Now, why every country spends a considerable amount of money on human resource development? What is this human resource development? You just see it is the process of improving people's skills and knowledge to enable them to become more efficient and productive. What is this improving people's skills and knowledge? Why it has to be improved? Because it is to equip the people with the skills needed to have a healthy and satisfying life. Why people have to be equipped? Why skills are needed to have a healthy and satisfying life? Because by developing human resources or by equipping ourselves or equipping people, the efficiency of the people can be increased. Once the efficiency of the people is increased, automatically the available resources can be used productively. Once the available resources are used productively, the country's economic development will be increased. What is economic development? Increase in the country's wealth and standard of living. So automatically, once the human resource is developed, we are able to produce more products and increase the overall wealth of the country. Now, we will move on to what are the threats to the natural resources. So far, we have seen what is a natural resource, what is a human made resource, and what is a human resource. And what are the threats to some natural resources in the society we are going to see now. Just listen. This overpopulation, which leads to overexploitation, climate change and global warming, environmental pollution, land use and development, and lifestyle. We will go through one by one. Overpopulation, which leads to overexploitation. What does it mean? As the population keeps on increasing, there is a lot of utilization of almost all natural resources. It is true, isn't it? So once the population is increased, the needs and wants are also increased. For example, we need, if population is more, there will be more demand for water. There will be more demand for land. There will be more demand for crop production. So we are utilizing almost all natural resources. This leads to over exploitation. Then we will move on to the next one, climate change and global warming. So these also is a threat to the biodiversity. And then environmental pollution. Once the environment is polluted because of toxic substances and chemicals emitted from industries, the whole environment, natural environment is polluted. And then land use and development. So conversion of land into urban settings. And we clear the forest, and we use these agricultural lands also for developing houses and for developing industries there. And for some road networks also some lands are taken away by the people. So, and some the forest which are cleared also um, is a threat to the environment. That is, it takes away the land that provide habitat for wildlife and other living organisms. So the conversion of land into urban settings, housing development projects, shopping malls, industries, factories takes away the land which provide habitat for wildlife and other living organisms. And you move on to lifestyle. See, our lifestyle demand the use of more resources. That means what? We need comfort, isn't it? Once we need comfort, or suppose for entertainment, or for recreation, or for transport, or for comfortable houses, more resources have to be used to do all these things, isn't it? To build houses or to build so many roads or dams or bridges, resources have to be used for production of some materials, for production of some products. So automatically, this leads to industrial process, isn't it? So which will demand more natural resources to be used to produce more products. So automatically, these natural resources are exploited. And how we can conserve the resources so that we can use it for our future generation also. So what is conservation of resources? Using natural resources carefully without wasting them is called conservation of resources. So without wasting them means what? See what you can do now. Once the taps are used, you have to close it immediately, isn't it? So that you can avoid the wastage of water. And unnecessarily, we should not use the electricity. All these things are conservation of resources. That is, using the resources very carefully without wasting them is called conservation of resources. And then we have to make a sincere effort to save our natural resources for our future planet, that is for the future of our planet. So we must reduce the damage done to our natural environment. And then actually we need resources for our survival, isn't it? What are all the resources that help us? Soil help us, animals, plants for giving us food. Plants and animals help us for giving clothes to us. Timber from the forest, iron is used for making shelter. Mineral resources for industrial needs, isn't it? Metals are used for industrial metals, fuels are used for industrial needs. Therefore, it is very necessary to use these resources judicially. So, what we have to do? We have to use the natural resources very carefully. And the continuous rise in population also causes an increase for the demand for resources, isn't it? Therefore, a balance between population growth and the utilization of resources is absolutely necessary. And what is the sustainable development? Since we need the resources to be used carefully, what we should follow now? This sustainable development. What is the sustainable development? It is necessary for us to follow a path of sustainable development. What is this now? When we use natural resources properly for today's need and also conserve them for the future generation, it is called a sustainable development. We have to use for our present needs as well as we should preserve something for our future generation. This is called a sustainable development. Okay, so sustainable development happens when we use our resources sensibly, striking a balance between our present needs and the future generations. So we have to follow this four golden hours for conserving our resources. What is reduce? Reduce means we have to, we should consume less and we should not waste anything. So we should reduce the waste. So what we have to do, we have to consume less so that we will not waste unnecessarily anything. So what we can do here, some things we can repair and do it again. Isn't it? Generally what we will do, we will buy more, but we will not use that. So we should consume less and we should not waste anything. And next one is reuse. What is reuse? That is putting a product for multiple uses. Many times we can use. For example, you can use glass bottles for storing pickles, isn't it? We need not throw once it is used. We can wash it and use it again. Reuse. Or peels of vegetables also can be used as a, we can compost, isn't it? And the next R is recycle. Avoid wastage by changing a used product into another usable product. Paper, you can say the paper is recycled and used. Then refuse. If you don't want anything, just refuse it. Don't buy and waste. Okay. So these four uh, R's are used for conserving resources. One more thing I want to say importantly, what you have to compulsorily refuse, refuse plastic. Don't use plastic. Use a cloth bag when you go for a shop. Even insist others to take a cloth bag and go to the shop to buy something. Okay. Then other ways of conserving resources, as I've already told you, avoid paper and plastic, close taps when not in use so that we can conserve energy as well as natural resources, switch off the fans and lights when they are not in use, both at home and at school. And you can plant the saplings, isn't it, on your birthdays and other festive occasions, and instruct others also to plant more trees and forests so that the environment will not be polluted much. Okay, children, we have seen today human resources, human made resources, how to conserve the resources, what are all the threats to the environment, and as students, how can you conserve the natural environment? We will meet in the next session, children. Thank you very much.